Primordial Radio, Bloodstock Festival 2025 here with Chris from Lord of the Lost. How are you, man?
I'm good. I'm happy that I made it. I struggled a bit today because there were so many shows and I thought my voice was up, but maybe it was just right. I've never been to Bloodstock. It's amazing. I love it.
Oh, cool. First time at Bloodstock. Didn't know that. How was it playing at that time of day? Because I was watching your set and the sun was, I mean, it was hot where I was, but like it was directly on you and it looked like it was quite relenting. I was like, oh man, that looks like it could be difficult on stage, how hot it was.
It was difficult, and the thing with our festival sets is it's just power, 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 power. I barely have time to drink. Sometimes I just can wet my mouth and spit it out because there's actually no time to swallow it because I have to keep singing. So it's even harder sometimes to cool yourself. So I had a couple of towels there soaked in water, which I can put on my head for like half a verse or half a chorus, because it was really like if you're in that sun 1 hour, it is like a workout.
Yeah.
You actually wouldn't do that. You wouldn't go out in the sun and go like, okay,
run in the sun for an hour.
Let's have like 1 hour of jumping in the sun and screaming, and that's basically what I'm doing. I'm jumping and screaming in the sun. So yeah, it was heavy, but I mean, I'm not here to complain about my job.
No.
That was my choice. But yeah, of course it's heavy. It's heavy. So you have to get some water on stage and cool yourself somehow. Yeah.
Do you, like behind the scenes, do you actually have to work on that? Like, do you have to stay fit? Like, is it almost like a sports person when you know that you're going to be in situations like this?
I'm trying to work out on tour every day. I don't drink alcohol. I don't do drugs. I try to eat healthy as it's possible. Sometimes on the road it's not that easy. So the thing is, when you get older, you feel the difference if you're 20 or 30 or 40. Meanwhile, I'm 45 and I have to do something to stay fit, of course.
Yeah.
So, but we have the greatest role models. We went on tour with Maiden twice, and those guys are like mid-60 to early 70, and seeing them jumping around on stage and seeing their healthy lifestyle that they live and pulling off this show, being way older than me, that's people to look up to. And yeah, so I'm trying to stay fit. Yeah.
Touring with Maiden always comes with a certain territory, shall we say. The fans are not always welcoming, but from what I heard of that tour, you did extremely well, but were you a little bit nervous of having to win over the Maiden fans?
We were nervous before because we heard those horror stories from some other bands that toured with them like ages ago, or like being thrown with bottles or whatever, or booed out, and it's like, yeah, okay, you never know. And so we weren't sure. And then we played the first show with them and it was like really good. I mean, you never get all of them. You always have like some people, especially in the first row, doing this or turning around, but it was just a tiny part. So, and if at the end of the set, if the people are clapping and you see that all hands go up further than the mixing console, then you know you got them. And it worked every time. Doesn't matter if it was in Finland or England or Germany or Italy, it worked everywhere. And we played 2 tours with them. They asked us one time, and when they asked us a second time, we knew that it worked, because they wouldn't have asked us if we would have the first time. So that was actually it was really good. And there was this point, I remember, I asked Steve Harris, I was like, why did you choose us? Because we're so different from Maiden. And then he said something really interesting. He said, are you? I mean, if I look at Maiden and Lord of the Lost, both bands have like great melodies you can sing along with, and deep feelings, and some heavy guitars. Maybe the outfit looks a little different and we sound a little older than you guys, but actually it's metal for people that like music. It was like, yeah, wow, okay, I didn't actually...
Didn't overthink it too much.
No, he said like, hey, I know my audience, I knew it would work. I was like, yeah, okay, you know what you're doing. I mean, you invented the genre, so of course you know what you're doing. So, yeah.
Your new album is out, I want to make sure I'm saying this right, Opus Noir, Volume 1?
Yeah, it came out Friday.
Came out on Friday, congratulations. And I was reading through it, I want to make sure I'm getting this right as well. 3 volumes, so this is one of 3 albums that is going to be part of a trilogy.
Yeah,
so tell me all about that.
Yeah, the thing is, we actually wanted to do just a normal record. We started writing songs in January last year. So we said, like, let's just write a normal record, just a normal record. We knew we wanted it dark, so we had this working title, Opus Dark, and we said, like, oh, that sounds cheesy. So we went with noir, which is the French word for black.
Yeah.
And so we just wanted to make a normal record. Then we ended up with so many songs that we didn't want to let go of them. So we thought like, hey, why not make a trilogy? And all those 3 volumes come very short after another. So volume 2 is coming December, volume 3 in April, because we want to kind of keep us and the fans in the feeling.
Yeah.
And we have shot 14 music videos for it. So yeah. So
I feel sorry for your label.
no. Let me explain something. If a label gives money to the artist, it's called an advance.
It's a loan.
It's a loan.
Yeah, I know.
So it doesn't mean that someone's giving you something. You actually pay it yourself. So
and you got to pay it back with interest, effectively.
yeah, but in this case, we don't work like that. We just pay it right away. I don't want to owe something to someone. So we just paid it ourselves because we do everything. It's all for the art. So we said like, let's invest in 14 music videos. Yeah.
That's incredible, and that's all happening within like a 6 to 8 month period, I think. So
yeah. Like you start a little earlier with all the promo, so it's like all in all, it's like going to be 1 year of doing that.
Amazing.
Yeah.
You collabed with Sharon Denadella with In Temptation.
Yeah.
Absolutely incredible song.
Thank you.
Are there more collabs coming as part of the 33 tracks?
Yeah, there are like many. We have so many, like also artists you would never expect us to collab with them. We have Kärja, which is this Finnish rapper from Eurovision, from the year when we did Eurovision. We have a song with IMX, which is just amazing. We have Lena Scissorhands from Infected Rain. We have Deathstars. There's so many. We have, I think, 15 or 16 guests in total on all 3 volumes.
This is just insane. Man, this is so impressive. Like,
Thank you.
Are you a little bit taken back at like how far you've taken this? Are you looking back going,
No.
what are we doing? Holy hell.
No, it wasn't a challenge. If it would have been a challenge, or if we would have thought before, let's do a trilogy, I think we would have it up. It all went natural. We were just like, let's write songs. We wrote and wrote. There was no pressure because we said, let's just do a normal album. We didn't have a deadline. We didn't talk to our label about when we have to be finished. We were just like, let's write. And then we just came up with all these collabs and with all these songs. So it came all natural. And then we just like, okay, we don't want to let go of any of them except for one. We wrote 34. Then we just did it. So there was no pressure. It's just so much fun. So much fun creating stuff. It's just what we love.
That's great to hear. And I dare say after all of this is out there might be a bit of a wait for the album that comes after the trilogy.
Yeah, actually, what we're going to do, what we did like last year or the year before, I don't know, we did a covers album, which was a lot of fun. Because it's very easy. If you do a covers album, the songs are already written for you. You just have to recreate them. From time to time we do acoustic albums, so maybe it's time for that again. So, we can do some of these like fun albums in between. But yeah, we already have plans when to release the next real record. Okay. Because about planning, we're kind of very German. We always have this 5 years plan. Mm-hmm. So when someone asks us, where do you see yourself in 5 years?
You know exactly.
We know. Sometimes we have to realign things. When things come in between, like a Maiden tour or Eurovision, whatever, then you have to change the plan. But we always have a plan, what we're going to do for the next 5 years.
Yeah. With Eurovision, I was wondering about that. For some artists, it can propel them, and for others, it can be a bit of a killer. Like, how do you feel about it? Help or hindrance for Lord of the Lost?
I think it can be a killer if you're a new artist, no one knows you. You go there, you have this one song, then you go last, like us, and then this is everything, everybody knows about you. When we did Eurovision, we did this 1 year, or a couple of months after our first Maiden tour. After Eurovision, 2 weeks later, we went on tour in the UK with Maiden again. So when we did Eurovision, we already had a #1 record in Germany. We already had like 1,000 concerts under our belt. So, we didn't come from nowhere. So there wasn't really much room to fall. I don't know if you can say that, So it's like, so what we did there, we only won. Just by being there, we won so much. It was so much fun. We met so many great people. 200 million people saw us on TV. And we would do it again, always. Even if we know before we're going to go last again, we would still do it because we just love it.
I loved it. I loved the whole performance. It was absolutely incredible.
But you're right. For some, it can be.
It's a risk for some.
It can be a career killer. Yeah. And also, if you're an artist who tries to stick so much to your one genre and you try to be what so many metal bands call super true, blah blah blah. You know all this. And then you do Eurovision, and maybe you try to change a bit to fit in there, and then you...
Did you get kickback from your fans about doing Eurovision?
But the thing is, we are a band, we always changed so much, and we didn't change anything for Eurovision. Blood and Glitter, the album, the song was out before we planned to go to Eurovision. So Eurovision thought we might be great for them, because we were like that, not the other way around. We didn't change anything for Eurovision, so we were like most authentic. And I think people recognize that.
I think so. I think so too. Chris, this has been an absolute joy and a pleasure to speak to you. Mate, you are grafting. We are doing this interview at like 8 o'clock, which is pretty late at a festival. It's not usually a thing. Your set was incredible.
Thank you.
2 more albums to come. Perhaps one of the hardest working metal bands in the scene right now is what I'd have to say. Dude, thank you so much. It's been a pleasure. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Primordial Radio.